Whipping all this dope up in the trap house. We fuck all you bitches at the trap house. I can't trust you, I can't give you real address. I can't trust you, I can't give you real address. It don't mean that be like Jerry Stacker. I might fall in love with my trap house.
Stay savage, your boy. So, Metro was popping. Today we are back, and I want to say shout out to NyQuil. Yes, shout out to NyQuil. No, this is not sponsored, but I have been sick, bro, and I'm gonna keep it a buck. I absolutely despise being sick, so I got a little bit sick on Monday, and as the days started to fall into place, it tended to get a little bit worse. I got a stuffy nose, couldn't breathe, I had this terrible cough, always woke up with a dry mouth. It was just OD. I'm talking about I had the dry cough, and it was just annoying, bro. I could not stand it. I think it happened when I came back from Anime NYC, which I'll be making a video giving you guys my opinions and thoughts about that. That was my first time going to Anime NYC, and essentially when I came down from the cold, it was very, very hot here, and I think I adapted to the cold temperatures up there because I was like, yo, why is it so hot here? And then next thing you know, it got cold down here, and then it started raining, and I'm like hot, sweating, and then it gets cold, and I'm like sweating while I'm cold, and then next thing you know, the boy is sick, and I was just like, yo, this is not the wave. But yesterday we had Boruto chapter 29 drop. Yes, the chapter we've all been waiting for. Everybody's been trying to figure out what's going to happen with Kashin Koji and my boy Kawaki. We're trying to figure out the deep meanings of the connection between Boruto and Kawaki. We're trying to see Kawaki and Boruto develop their rivalship and stuff like that. So we're basically getting what we want. I'm gonna keep it a buck. This chapter was pretty decent. We got a lot of content in this chapter. It wasn't one of those small chapters where we got a few pages and they kind of leave us off. I think they gave us a lot of insight about a lot of different things, and one thing that I talked about a lot was the fact that potentially we'll be getting Kawaki teaching Boruto about karma, and that's what we saw. I exactly told that in a few episodes, well, not episodes, but a few videos earlier. I said Kawaki will teach Boruto how to use karma. So this time we got Kawaki explaining karma to Boruto as well as Naruto. It's like, whoa, we have this kid who has a complete grasp of karma, and then it kind of gives a flashback of him training with Jigen, obviously because he was looking at Naruto and my boy Boruto train. I was about to say Sasuke because I don't know, Boruto gave me extreme Sasuke vibes this episode. We seen him use lightning style, what I'm saying? We seen him just pull into Sasuke mode, so excuse me for that little brief pause. I was trying to get my thoughts together, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna say, but I'm gonna just keep it a buck. This chapter has been smooth, it has been clean. I'm gonna overall say I enjoyed this one because the way Kawaki was explaining karma to Boruto, it was very clear, and it was just like, yo, you have to learn how to control this, and if in order for us to understand this a little bit more, I think you need to grasp the concept of this power a little bit more, and that's something I think you're not doing. I don't think you have the concept of karma completely down, and in order for us to be able to understand this power, and for you to learn this power and get rid of this power, you're gonna have to understand it. So he's like, by understanding it, I think you should be able to activate karma by will, and that's something we have seen Boruto not able to do. We've seen Boruto activate karma in a sense where he was basically in danger, or he saw Konohamaru in danger, and then he activated it. We saw him use it against Kashin Koji. So obviously, he had that moment where his subconscious kind of kicked in, and we also seen him when he was fighting against the Mugen Ninja. What I'm saying? He had that moment where it kind of semi-activated, but he wasn't able to activate it to his full potential. So it was kind of like a premature karma. So instead of Kawaki actually giving Boruto the ins and outs right away, he lent him a hand by activating his karma, and that's something that we've noticed throughout this beginning of this Kawaki arc, right? We've seen Kawaki activate karma willingly every single time. Every time it was time for some shit to go down, or every time a battle got into an intense moment, we seen my boy Kawaki just activate karma when karma was needed. It wasn't like he was just out there just not able to activate it and just fighting with his own powers and shit like that. He was activating karma when karma was needed. My boy said karma was needed, and I got it. It be like that sometimes, so it was one of those things where we saw him teaching Boruto about it, and then I basically saw Naruto perceiving the information. So one thing that we've learned from karma, when karma is activated, it has some tendencies of the curse mark, which is pretty interesting. But when karma is activated, we have increased speed, we have increased power, we have increased ninjutsu. So that's something that was very, very shocking to me. You know, Boruto and Naruto was training. In order for Naruto actually to keep up, Naruto had to go a little hard on Boruto, you know what I'm saying? Because Boruto had got extremely fast, his reflexes was on par, not to mention he had got extremely strong. Like now when he uses his lightning jutsu, it does way more. So Naruto had to substitute a shadow clone and make the shadow clone take the blow for him, because if not, you know, he would try to dodge. That impact might have hit him and he might have got like knocked back or something like that. And it was really dope to see. Not to mention Naruto mentioned that like Boruto has improved tremendously, you know. And then even while this fight was going on, we seen my boy Kawaki taking interest in like the shadow clone jutsu technique, as well as Boruto's lightning style. You know, he was telling Naruto that the shadow clone technique was very useful. You know, after their training session was done, he was talking to Naruto about it, and he was saying, you know, if I could use shadow clones, I could even fight with myself. You know, I could train with myself, or I can talk to myself, and there would be no needing to vent to other people. I could just vent with myself. You know, Naruto was trying to explain to him, you know, obviously that would be a trait that you could do, but it wouldn't actually get your problem solved, because it's like you're talking to yourself. It's like you're looking in the mirror and you basically powwowing what's going on with you in a mirror, you know what I'm saying? And it's just reflecting back, because mind you, whenever the shadow clones go back to you, whatever experience it learned or whatever experience it gained, it goes back to the original person. So you wouldn't really be gaining any progress, because you'll just be learning things about yourself that you already know, you know what I mean? So it would be like one of those things where it's a struggle for you to actually excel. And he was saying, you know, there's importance in arrival. So Kawaki was doubting that. Kawaki was like, how would you know unless you tried it? And Naruto was like, I keep telling you, I'm living proof of that. I'm living proof. I'm the embodiment of this. Like, you don't understand. Like, I am the sole purpose of that jutsu, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mastered that jutsu, and I taught everybody, you know, like, hey, it's important to have a rival, it's important to have friends. So like, I get what you're saying, I get the concept. It will be dope to train with yourself, but you can improve. It's like, you know, you playing a fighting game, you know, you play a fighting game against me, you know, maybe I'm trash at the game, or maybe I'm good at the game, and maybe you're good at the game and I'm trash. You keep fighting me and you keep beating me and you keep beating me, then somebody comes along that's better than you, you're going to ultimately lose to him, because you can't improve, because the person you're fighting isn't good. It doesn't make sense to have a rival that's beneath you. You know, nobody wants to consider a rival somebody beneath them. So it's like when everybody be like, Naruto can ultimately destroy Sasuke in a fight. That is not true, because that's not a rival. Nobody makes a rival of somebody that they can completely beat 9 times out of 10. A rival is somebody that you go back and forth with wins and losses against. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that can challenge your strength and keep pushing you to the next level. So if I'm always losing to somebody, I'm not that person's rival. That person is clearly superior to me. Now, if I'm going, I win and then I lose, and then I win, then I lose, then I win and I lose, that person is worthy enough of being called a rival, because you got to think about how, like, you know, we're going back and forth, and mind you, we're keep getting better, because that means I'm learning where I'm messing up at, and I'm able to come back and turn around and take that match. And the same thing goes for my rival, you know. And I think a lot of people misunderstand the terms of a rival when it comes to anime, and I think they let their fandomness get inside of like the opinions and stuff like that, and like to misconstrue who's the better person or who's the stronger person. You know, like Goku wouldn't make Vegeta his rival if he didn't think Vegeta was on his level and able to help him push himself. Now, obviously, Vegeta gets shafted a lot in that series, but that's due to like what takes place regarding like the circumstances. And obviously, Goku is the highlight of Dragon Ball, so it's gonna be like that. You know, obviously, Goku's always gonna be the one that comes on top, but you know, mind you, Vegeta also has the same amount of wins as Goku. Goku might have like +1 on him, you know, and that's the same thing we see in Naruto. You know, like a lot of people like to say 9 times out of 10 Naruto will beat Sasuke, but like Kishimoto said, even one arm, Sasuke is still equal to Naruto. You know, mind you, Naruto is the main character. He has plot armor off the wazoo, and a lot of people don't get that. But like for Boruto and Kawaki to grow, and Kawaki to start to develop more power, start to develop emotional traits, start to develop like a kindness, more humanisms, you know, he will have to like be one with Boruto to a certain degree, because you know, Boruto is that person that will be able to shed that light, kind of how Naruto was that person to shed that light for Sasuke. You know, we seen Sasuke express emotions and stuff like that once you know, he got closer to Naruto. I dropped my phone, you know, my phone was on my lap because it was ringing and I didn't want it on my desk because it was making vibration noises. But you know, that's what we're gonna see from Boruto and Sasuke. I'm not Boruto and Sasuke, Boruto and Kawaki. Yo, everybody just reminds me of everybody in this series. I'm not even gonna lie, like, you know, Boruto reminds me of Sasuke, Kawaki reminds me of Sasuke, but then we have Kawaki have traits of Naruto, and then we have Boruto with traits of Naruto. It's very, very convoluted area, you know. So I'm just like, ugh. But at the same time, you guys get what I'm saying regarding rivals, and that's what I think Naruto is trying to teach Kawaki. He's trying to basically get those ideals into Kawaki's head. So overall, I would say this chapter was really dope. There's a few other things that I haven't really talked about like in depth in terms of this video. We haven't talked about, you know, Kashin Koji with his like secret plan with Delta sliding in the village. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was really dope how he did it, that. And then mind you, he used the toad to like kind of surveillance the village while he was just kind of hitting back. And then we have Delta, who's kind of doubting him on the side. You know, she's thinking to herself like, he's lying to me. Why would he be able to get in? How was he able to like change this and stuff like that? And then, you know, we also have Kashin Koji kind of hinting like maybe he did lie, or even if he didn't lie, you know, he just kind of, you know, told her just to stay back. You know, we don't know necessarily if it's true or not, but I do believe that there is a chakra scanner for the Hidden Leaf Village, mind you, because like they seem like they have the most developed technology in like these villages at this time period. But I do think the chakra scanner is a thing, and when he does go into the village, he talks about how like, you know, I'm sorry Delta, you know, this is my mission, you know, you gotta let me have this, you know. So maybe he did lie to her, but she don't want to call his bluff, because if she does, then they'll intercept her and they'll know like somebody's inside the village. So then all the Leaf Ninja will be on high alert, and that'll make it very difficult for my boy Kashin Koji to dip. And even if he's lying, she couldn't test the waters because it'd be too much of a risk. So it's like a 50-50. So he could be messing with her head, bro. He could literally be pulling strings like a puppet master, you know what I'm saying? We don't know what Kashin Koji got going on. But like I said earlier in like previous videos, this is probably like a few months back, I do believe Kashin Koji has his own agenda. I don't believe his loyalties completely 100% lie with the Kara. I think he's gonna go through something that's gonna allow him to realize the error of his ways, or something's gonna remind him of his past, and that's gonna help him like change for the better, or like go in a different direction. I'm not 100% sure, but I do feel like it's going to go down that path. Now, if we look at the things that led up into like the fighting, we see Himawari teasing Boruto, because Boruto was super excited that Naruto even wanted to spend time with him. We've always seen Boruto get super excited when Naruto wanted to spend time with him. It's just like Boruto is just such a like a hard body, bro. And it's just like, why are you like this? Like, your dad is just trying to show you love, bro. Your dad is trying to show you some love and some respect. You know, he's trying to like hang out with you. He's trying to evaluate your skills. And you just being a dick. Like, oh, I'm playing my game. I just got to the good part, knowing damn well you want to be out there training with my boy. You know damn well that you want to be out there hanging out with your dad, but like you just out here trying to be like such a cool guy that you are like, oh, but if you insist, you know what I'm saying? And that's why Himawari was teasing him. You know, he always gets mad and be like, it's not okay to tease your big brother, but like, let's just be honest, all our little siblings tease us, bro. And I think our older siblings do it just as much. So, you know, it happens. They get over it, Boruto. Like, stop being so whiny and just be like, yeah, Dad, I want to train. Like, let's go do this shit. Now, as far as Kawaki's past go with Jigen, we all knew that it was going to be a brutal past. You know, Jigen kind of sold this man in a dream. When he first picked him up, he was like, yo, I'm going to give you purpose. I'm going to help you. I'm going to be your father figure. But then he just comes out of nowhere and he just like beats the shit out of, you know, Kawaki while training him. And he was like, you know, it's too much of a hassle to kill you, but let's be honest. You're empty. You're powerless. You have no friends. You have no emotions. You're hopeless. Blah blah blah. The only thing you have to fill in that void is karma. Fill it with more power. And he's like, without that power, you will not be able to excel the way you should. And you know, it was basically like on some like demented as fucking training. It was like, yo, I'm gonna bring you up the hardest way possible. So that is extremely like the most probable reason why we see Kawaki being so fucking big, why we see him being so emotionless, why he doesn't really show empathy towards a lot of different things, and he doesn't understand a lot of things because, mind you, he's been always like carted off into like this dark sector of reality, you know, being treated like shit from his real father, telling him that he was useless. We don't know the circumstances of his mother. Maybe he was born and his mother died due to his birth, and that forced his dad into being like an alcoholic or like some type of drunk, or maybe he held resentment towards Kawaki because his mother died, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, yo, it's your fault. If you wouldn't have been born, she would still be here. So it may be something to do with his love, or maybe it might have something completely different. Then we see Jigen pick him up, and, you know, Jigen experiment on him, kills everybody else around him, you know what I'm saying, trying to get that experiment on him, you know, even puts him through like some tormented pain in this experiment, then followed by, like, you know, beating the shit out of him through training. And it was like, yo, it'd be too much of a hassle to kill you, but outside of that, you're worthless. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the only purpose that you have is karma. So it's just like, damn, like, come on, man, like, this man's already had a rough life. Like, I understand why Kawaki's having such a hard time adapting to, like, somebody being nice and having, like, people that actually give a shit about him, you know what I mean? It's like, yo, once you've been going through so much bullshit your whole entire life, there's only one way you're gonna respond to these type of things, and that's what we've been seeing him do. We've been seeing him respond in a very eerie way to, like, karma. We've been seeing him respond in a very eerie way to Boruto and Naruto, and, like, a lot of people that's after him. He doesn't know if he can trust you, because every time somebody seemed like they was gonna give him a slither of hope, they let him down. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Jigen gave him that slither of hope. Jigen made him feel like he was gonna get into a better space, and he didn't. So, like, overall, this chapter was really, really nice. It was really dope. I like the slice of life. I like the backstory for Kawaki. I like the explanation of karma. I like how, like, Naruto and, you know, Boruto got to train as well as evaluate each other's abilities a little bit further. It was really clean. I want to see Naruto, like, you know, step it up a little bit, maybe, like, put some shadow clones of his own and make them, like, beat the shit out of Boruto, because he, you know, he needed to learn some respect, you know. But, you know, like, Naruto is a father, so he's just toying with Boruto a little bit. I want to see Kawaki and Boruto train. I thought that's what this was going to lead up into. I thought we was going to be able to see them, like, throw hands for a little bit, but that's not what actually took place. We don't know how this is going to pan out for, you know, Kashin Koji in the village. We will find out next month on December 22nd. That's when the next chapter is supposed to release, so maybe around, like, the 23rd, 24th, we might get that chapter. But mind you, it is holiday time, so it may be delayed. We might not necessarily get that due to the fact that Christmas Eve and Christmas is, like, right there. So we don't know just yet. Let me know your personal thoughts and personal opinions on Boruto chapter 29. Leave those in the comment section below. And with that being said, my name is Shino Benchero. Stay true and stay real. And until next time, see you guys later. Bye.